Good day, and welcome to my presentation on the impact of third-wave feminism on gender history. Third-wave feminism emerged in the 1990s and spread rapidly across the world due to advancements in social media, technology, and the increasing education of women and minority groups. The need for third-wave feminism emerged as a discipline that hoped to make up for the shortfalls of the previous two waves. The overriding purpose of third-wave feminism was to be more inclusive of underrepresented minorities and to shift the feminist narrative from white middle-class women to include a diverse range of voices. Objectives of third-wave feminism. During the years prior to this movement, feminist history was mostly written by middle-class white women. This resulted in feminism taking on a very limited and subjective premise on many social issues. The lack of input by men, women of color, and non-gender binary groups was perceived to be a major shortfall in this movement. Therefore, from the perspective of gender history, feminism was seen to have little to no benefit for men, and was therefore seldom studied by men, who accounted for a majority of the academic population at the time. Therefore, third-wave feminism aims to be more inclusive to minorities. Binarity, agency, and intersectionality are three key terms in understanding third-wave feminism. Binarity, the concept that there are only two genders, male and female, which became highly contested by third-wave feminists who argued that there were multiple genders but only two sexes, because gender is a social construct. Agency. This refers to an individual's ability to demonstrate freedom of choice, regardless of the way in which society may pressure them to behave. Intersectionality. The main theme of third-wave feminism emerged in a term known as intersectionality, the understanding that different people face different forms and levels of oppression based on characteristics such as, but not limited to, gender, sex, race, class, and weight. How has feminism impacted the way men view women? Third-wave feminism has caused for men to see women far more progressively than in the past. This means that men are less likely to underestimate a woman's ability to contribute intellectually and are more likely to value women's opinions and suggestions within the work environment. Furthermore, men are less likely to view women as sexual objects as a result of the anti-catcall and sexual harassment movements, because they are now more aware of how this behavior negatively impacts women. How has feminism impacted the way women view men? This wave of feminism has emancipated women largely from the pressure of male opinions. Women are therefore less likely to try and behave in ways which will please men. For example, many women are no longer willing to do all the household chores, dress conservatively, or have children in order to meet male expectations. These women are more likely to display their agency of choice in how they live their lives and are no longer as strictly bound by the construct of our patriarchal society. How has feminism impacted the way men and women interact? This wave has resulted in a more equal balance of power between men and women. This means that both genders have been largely emancipated from typical gender roles and are more free to be able to take up jobs, hobbies, and dress styles that they want to, without being harshly judged or condemned by the opposite sex. For example, men are now allowed to wear nail polish without being labeled as homosexual. Men are also expected to show more emotion in relationships, which has led to the creation of healthier relationships. Furthermore, we have seen an increase in acceptance for non-gender binary people in the creation of gender-neutral bathrooms, gender-inclusive survey forms, and also the evolution of non-gender binary pop culture. How has third-wave feminism impacted different places in different ways? We have seen a variety of impacts across the world as a result of third-wave feminism. The global north has seen many societies becoming far more accepting of non-gender binary people, whilst most corporations have embraced a culture where women are far more likely to hold leadership positions than in previous decades. Black women have also been given far more recognition for the intersectional forms of oppression and intolerance that they face based on their race and gender. Furthermore, body-positive movements have liberated many women and men from the narrow perceptions of beauty placed on them by society. In the global south, changes have been far slower to take shape and have not occurred in the same way as in those in the north. Women are, however, less likely to remain silent when domestically abused or sexually harassed than in previous years, and are less likely to be stigmatized for coming forward. In addition to this, many women now have improved access to sanitation, education, and sexual reproductive rights than in previous decades, as a pure result of the attention brought to these causes by social media. To conclude, third wave feminism has had a widespread impact on the treatment of women and non-gender binary people across the world. This movement was tasked with dismantling the patriarchy and bringing an element of inclusivity to the cause of feminism. To a large extent, it has succeeded in both. As a result of third wave feminism, more women and non-gender binary people will have a greater impact in the writing of the world's history.